Sarah, nice to
Hello.
meet you. I'm Miss Kylie. It's good to see you today.
Nice to see you.
It's really cold outside, isn't it?
Yeah, it's chilly.
It's chilly. So, you're here because your teacher referred you here. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I fell asleep in class, and I haven't really been able to sleep well, so she just sent me here so that I could talk a little bit about what was going on.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that with me, and thank you for deciding to come today. That's a great step. So first, I'm going to introduce myself, and we're going to talk about a few things that we need to discuss just pertaining to, my role as a social worker, and then we can get back to talking about you, okay? So, so as we just talked about, your teacher referred you here, and here to the school social worker. I'm a social worker that works for Richland County, and my job is to help students who may be struggling academically, mentally, emotionally, or maybe if they're having problems going on at home or at school, whatever I can do to support students wherever they may need. So, we can work to connect you to resources that you need and give you additional support here in school and out of school as well. So do you have any expectations or goals that you'd like to work on?
I don't think so.
Alright, cool. And if you do, please share with me. Your role here as the client is to kind of guide the work that we do and for you to have control over the resources that you receive and the kind of things that you need to get your needs met. So if you ever have any questions, want to stop to talk about something, want to bring something up, feel free to just stop me and let me know, okay? Awesome. So during this meeting today, we're going to talk about a few more things about my social work role, and then we're going to get back to talking about you. And today will just be kind of us talking and exploring more about you and what you've got going on. And then moving forward, today's meeting will be a way for me to assess, what would be the best resources that will help you and what are some things that we can do to help you moving forward, all right? And again, I just want to emphasize that I really, really value your input. And again, if you have anything that you want to talk about or want to share, please just stop and let me know, okay?
Okay.
So before we move on to talking about you, we've got to talk about two things, informed consent and confidentiality. So first we're going to talk about informed consent, which basically means that we're just going to talk for a second about the services that we do here. So I am a school social worker. Like I said, I work with kids in the school to support their needs. And, it is in a school setting, so if you have needs that maybe are greater than what I can offer here, then we can always work to refer you out to someone within the community who can help to better serve your needs, all right? And then the last thing we're going to talk about before we move on to talking about you is confidentiality. I know that's a big word. Do you have any idea what that means?
I'm not really sure. I've heard it before, but I don't think I know exactly what it is.
Yeah, so confidentiality, basically what that means is that when we're here together, the things that we talk about and the things that you share with me are going to stay between us. It's a safe space for you to talk about whatever you'd like to, except for a few circumstances. There are a few circumstances where I might have to share some information. First of all, I am a mandated reporter, and what that means is that if I'm made aware of any potential child abuse or neglect or abuse or neglect of an older adult, then that's something that I'm legally obligated to report. And it's not to scare you or anything. It's just to share that, it's important because I'm working with you, as a child right now. So, also, if I'm made aware of any thoughts of self-harm or suicide or harm to yourself or others, or, any threat of violence, then that's something that I will definitely have to share. Finally, this rarely happens, but in some cases I may be ordered to share some information for a legal subpoena from the court system. And again, that rarely happens, but that's just something to be aware of. But other than those three circumstances, what we discuss will stay between us, all right?
Okay.
So far we've talked about a little bit about the kind of services that I do, what my role is, and do you have any questions moving forward?
I think I'm good as of right now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course.
Could you tell me a little bit more about maybe why your teacher referred you here?
Yeah. So I've been falling asleep in class a few days recently, and I think she was just concerned on why I was getting tired.
Right, I can see why she'd be a little bit concerned. Is there a reason that you think maybe you've been more tired during the day and falling asleep at school?
Well, I haven't really been getting much sleep at night. There's just been a lot going on at home, so I think it's just preventing me from being able to sleep through the night.
Yeah. What's going on at home?
So it's just my mom and our siblings, and there's not really much money coming in, so
Right.
we don't have that much food, and because of that, I just haven't really been prioritizing eating, because I just want to make sure that my little siblings are eating. So I think that's also making me sleepy, because when I sleep I don't feel hungry.
Right. Well, it's clear to me that you care a lot about your siblings, as you're willing to sacrifice your needs for theirs. And I can imagine that you must feel maybe anxious because you don't exactly know when your next meal is coming, or if it'll be sustaining for you or not. How long would you say that you've been experiencing going without meals at home?
I would say it's been a few weeks now.
A few weeks now. Is there anything maybe that happened a few weeks ago, or
so my mom recently, she's been working less,
right?
so I think it has caused maybe her not having as much money as we normally do, so that I think she's had to cut down so that she can afford to pay her bills.
I see.
And I don't think that there's enough food for everyone to eat a normal amount, so I just try to prioritize my younger siblings eating, because I can eat at school.
Right. So at school you get meals during the day.
Yeah.
You eat breakfast and lunch here?
Yes.
Good. And then, so when you go home on the weekends or at night, is that typically when the periods of time you're going without eating?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that with me. I know that talking about, what you're going through isn't easy, and I really thank you for sharing with me.
Of course.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but what I've got so far is that you've been experiencing some food insecurity and going without meals, not having enough food at home, and that's affecting your sleep. And so when you come to school, you're very tired because you're not able to sleep at night.
Yeah, that's correct.
Cool. So Sarah, how is this all making you feel?
I think it's just making me feel really overwhelmed and anxious, because I just feel very, like, I feel like it's overwhelming me because, like, I'm always hungry and I don't want to complain about being hungry. And then I'm anxious because, like, I don't want anyone to, like, find out that I don't have food at home.
Right.
So it just makes me, like, feel like I don't fit in.
So as I hear it, you're feeling, overwhelmed because you have to deal with not having food at home, and then also overwhelmed and embarrassed of, coming to school and having to go about your day when you may feel as if you don't have the same resources that the other kids have. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you have friends at school here?
Yeah, a couple. We don't really talk about food though, because I just think that if they asked me, I wouldn't know what to say.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but do you maybe feel as if you shared what was going on, then they maybe wouldn't want to be your friend anymore?
Yeah, I definitely think that.
I can understand where that feeling of embarrassment might come from, as not, or feeling as if you don't have the same things that the other kids have, and not wanting to make yourself seem different. Well, again, Sarah, thank you for sharing with me today. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about and share today?
I think that we covered everything.
Awesome. Well, it was great to meet you, and thank you for sharing what you've got going on, and it was great to talk to you today. Next week, today after we've gotten a picture of what's going on, I can work to, get some connections with resources going so we can help you moving forward, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Of course.